Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Gen X Dad and his Gen Z Teens podcast. I'm your Gen X Dad, and today I want to talk about something that every parent wrestles with, whether they admit it or not. Parenting has always been difficult, but raising children in today's digital world may be one of the greatest challenges parents have ever faced. Every generation of parents is worried about their kids. My parents worried about me when I left the house on my bike and disappeared for hours. Their parents worried about them driving cars, going to dances, and hanging out with friends. The concerns change over time, but the desire remains the same. Parents want their children to be safe, healthy, successful, and happy. The difference today is that danger no longer lives only outside the home. For most of human history, parents could close the front door and have a reasonable idea of what their children were exposed to. Today, the entire world enters the home through a smartphone, tablet, laptop, gaming console, or social media app. A teenager can have access to more information in one afternoon than entire generations had access to in a lifetime. That sounds amazing, and in many ways it is. The internet has opened doors to learning, communication, creativity, and opportunity. You can learn almost any skill, connect with people around the world, and gain access to knowledge that previous generations could only dream about. Those are incredible benefits. The challenge is that the same internet that contains the best information also contains some of the worst. Dangerous individuals, scammers, predators, extremists, and people who want to manipulate others all have access to the same platforms. Parents are not simply protecting their children from a bad neighborhood anymore. They're trying to protect them from an entire digital world that never sleeps and never closes. What makes this even more complicated is that many of the largest technology and social media companies are businesses first. Their goal is to generate revenue and maximize engagement. The longer people stay on their platforms, the more advertisements they can show and the more money they can make. Unfortunately, children and teenagers are incredibly valuable customers because habits formed early can last a lifetime. That does not mean that every company is evil. Many people working at these companies genuinely want to create useful products. However, it is important to understand that their financial incentives do not always align perfectly with what is healthiest for young people. Features are often designed to keep users scrolling, clicking, watching, and returning. Parents are competing against teams of highly skilled engineers, psychologists, marketers, and data scientists whose job is to capture attention. As parents, this creates an impossible feeling at times. We know our children need freedom to grow. We know they need opportunities to make decisions, learn from mistakes, and develop independence. If we protect them from every risk, they may never develop the confidence and judgment necessary for adulthood. At the same time, if we provide unlimited freedom with no boundaries, we expose them to dangers they may not be prepared to handle. This balancing act is difficult because we are biologically wired to protect our children. Millions of years of evolution have programmed parents to worry. That instinct exists for a reason. When your child is born, something changes in your brain. Their safety becomes deeply connected to your own emotional well-being. You want to shield them from every threat, every disappointment, and every painful experience. You also know that eventually they must stand on their own. That is why I believe the answer is not complete restriction or complete freedom. The answer is involvement. Parents need to stay engaged. We need conversations, not just rules. We need trust, not just surveillance. We need to teach critical thinking so our children can recognize manipulation, misinformation, scams, and unhealthy influences long before we are there to help them. To my fellow Gen Z teens listening, Understand that most parents are not trying to ruin your fun. They're not trying to make your life harder. Most of the time, they are simply trying to navigate a world that changed faster than anyone expected. They love you more than you can fully appreciate right now, and they are trying to make the best decisions they can with incomplete information. And to the parents listening, give yourself some grace. There is no perfect parenting manual for the digital age. We are all figuring it out together. The goal is not perfection. The goal is maintaining strong relationships, open communication, and a foundation of trust that helps our children make good decisions when nobody is watching. Parenting has always been one of the hardest jobs in the world. The digital age has made it even harder. But despite all the challenges, the mission remains the same. Love your children, teach them, protect them, prepare them, then slowly give them the freedom they need to become capable adults. It's a delicate balance, and none of us will get it right every time, but it's one of the most important responsibilities we will ever have. I want to thank you for listening to this episode of the Gen X Dad and his Gen Z Teens. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with another parent, teenager, or family member. And until next time, keep learning, keep growing, keep building the values and character that will serve you for the rest of your life.